why? Do you guys know what we do? We do praise a lot. Okay, so I'm going to start. I'll kick us off. I want to praise Zeptimus for coming and recording all of the calls so often, and really taking one for the team on just always being there through this whole process. I want to praise YGG for his incredible commitment to this community and providing such a really cool proposal, like documentation, even though he knew it wasn't going to probably go anywhere. But he did it for the art, you know. I want to praise Jeff for being like my partner in crime in all of these debates, and just I love you, man. And I want to praise Christopher for his incredible leadership on the Swiss membership app. I want to praise Jessica for her standfast expression of her opinions in every situation. Never pulls a punch, and we need that. We love that in our community. Oh, I have to, of course, praise the PARAMS group. Mitch, Lauren, YGG, Sem, Vitor, and Nate, Nuggin, and Zepti, and I'm probably forgetting someone, but like, wow, Marco, of course. Wow, we have made so much progress, and I can't wait to present that today. I can't wait to see Mitch present that today. I want to praise Chewy and Julie for their amazing leadership, making Paris a reality. I want to praise Nuggin for his thoughtful leadership of the last IH debate, and Ivy, Ivy, and Freshell, and Zeptimus for helping do the full praise audit, which is a lot of work. There are a lot of like mistakes, and we're piecing it together. But the praise audit is looking very positive, and I really can't. I appreciate that so much. And with that, I'll pass it to Livia.
I want to praise Griff and Jeff for being so thoughtful and so passionate about all the work we're doing, and for stepping up towards collaboration that I think is such a core value of our community. And I want to praise Tim for all the analysis she has been doing, and for being so committed to the truth and to giving us the good precedents to look for what can support our thoughts, and not only having being led for emotions and loose opinions. And I also want to praise Octopus and YGG for all their commitment to this praise process, and also Jess and Jeff for all the people that looked into the data. But I feel like you guys didn't just look into the data, you were really looking into the soul of the community, and you did that with care and with the care that was needed for this process. So I don't think anyone could have done it better, and I appreciate all this process that we've been having so far. And I want to praise Nate and Katie for also their being so committed with writing and documenting and being critical of all of the things they see, and the way they put that forth. That is, very important for us. And I need to praise Mateo also for he is 100% dedicated to everything he does, and it's always a pleasure to work with you. And I really appreciate all the progress that you did on SourceCred, mainly on your own, with all the data. And also praise Santi, that is not here, but I also worked so much through that process, and now we're finally like getting towards the end with that. And I'll pass to YGG.
Thanks, Livy.
Sorry, YGG, to interrupt you again. I just want to, is someone on the timer? That's a no. Who would volunteer?
Okay. Yeah, you do it, Tom.
Okay, perfect.
Good call, Griff. I usually go a bit long on the praise.
Let's do, it's a full minute usually.
Okay, so I want to praise Tamara for being such a strong pillar for the community and doing such an amazing detective work with the voting data. That was really neat to see that. And just for putting out really good voices and starting really good, putting out good ideas throughout the community. So thank you, Tamara, for that. I want to praise Jessica for always being like the first voice that speaks up to address things that really need to be addressed when other people aren't there yet. So thank you, Jessica. I want to praise Jeff for being like such a mentor and a guide throughout this whole world of token engineering. Yeah, Jeff is always inspiring me to keep doing what I'm doing. I also want to praise Griff for being such a relentless leader and inspiration for this whole movement. Really, none of these things would happen without the activation energy that gets it started, and that comes from Griff. So thank you for that. And I also want to praise Livy for doing such a great job with soft governance. It's like an impossible mission. And she shows up every day and she holds space for all the different voices of the community. So thank you, Livy. And with that, I'll pass over to Lauren.
Hey, cool, awesome. All right, I would like to praise the PARAMS team at Snug and Vitor, Griff, Marco, Nate, Septi for all of the support and all of the forum posts and all of the ideas bouncing around. I want to praise Jeff, Griff, YGG, Jess, Livy, Tam, Wonka, and everybody who's putting all this effort into the impact hours and just discussing and debating and figuring it all out. It's so sticky. And I want to praise Nuggin for moderating that call. I want to praise Tui and Eduardo for the TEC Scouts, and also Commando Burrito for coming and like playing music and making it a party in the lounge. I want to praise Tam for her work on the swag shop and also for like supporting me to get like links and figure out how to help with that. That sounds cool. I want to praise Mitch for his support in like everything I do, just like in all the DAOs. Mitch is great. And I want to praise Ashley also for jumping into the TEC Scouts and bridging a little bit between Giveth and the TEC. And I want to just praise everybody who was just in that last call for their openness and just like willingness to kind of connect with each other and connect with self. And it's really beautiful to be part of this community. And I'll pass to Mitch.
Thanks, Lauren. I'd like to praise Chewy for leading comms. I'd like to praise Nate for leading the charge on getting the forum posts up for the commons parameters. I'd like to praise Lauren, myself, and Nate for publishing forum posts this last week. Of course, praise to Griff for leading params. And praise Vitor, Nuggin, and Sem for the working on the commons config backend. And Marco and myself for the design on the front end. And I will give it to Tam.
Cool. That last call was so powerful. So I took a screenshot, and I'd like to praise Nuggin separately for holding the space for that. And Nuggin, Griff, Jeff Emmett, Jess, Wonka, Christopher, Lauren, Livia, Mateo, Mount Manu, Nate, North Kushint, Parsley 3D, Tam, myself, Vi, YGG, Zeptimus, ZER8, and Octopus for making such a special moment in the TEC. I'd like to praise Livia for carrying everything that she carries and the concern she has for this community. Griff, I mean, I second, none of this could happen without you. The same thing with you, Jeff. Sherman for spending so much time with us to work on that blog post. Chewy and Eduardo for the TE Scout stuff. Man, cool. Like what they're doing is really cool. Mount Mano, nice to see you again. Lauren, Mitch, Nate, the forum, Vi, everything you touch and everything you do. YGG for such data-driven, level-headed proposals and just constant influence in the TEC. And I'll pass to Vi.
Can I go after a while? There's something going on right now.
I'll pass to Olivia.
I'll pass to Katie.
I feel like I've been a bit out of a couple of calls this week. doctors and stuff like that. So I guess I missed something special. I will praise myself for having to deal with sick children and other children-related things. I want to praise Livia, Jess, and Tam for being beautiful women with great leadership skills and intelligence. And I would like to praise YGG and Octopus and Griff and Jeff for the Impact Hour intervention stuff. And I feel like I just need to learn more, be able to praise more people. There's just so many folks to be praising all the time. With that, I will pass it to.
I'll pass it for you. Let's pass it to Jeff.
Cool. I was going to jump in anyway, as long as I'm not jumping that queue. Oh man, so much praise. I don't get to give praise nearly enough. Just want to call out the Give It team, Lauren, Mitch, Griff, and everyone else in that ecosystem. I see nothing but fantastic things coming. Amazing token engineering design work, clear communications, fantastic memes across the board. I think there's so much amazing work going on in this ecosystem. Want to give some massive praise there. Also in the TEC, of course, everything that's been built here. I think there are so many products that we aren't even calling products yet. A lot of these kind of soft governance, this is so innovative in the DAO space, and being able to navigate these tensions and have the space to discuss it, I think is where every other DAO out there would have fallen apart a long time ago. So just really appreciating the space, and praise for Jess, Livy, Tam, Suga, everyone who has really helped to hold this space. And just one more, I just want to praise Griff. Thank you so much for seeing Griff. For anyone who doesn't know the background story, Griff read one of my blogs and called me up and said, let's build that. And this has just been an insane experience that would not have happened without you, Griff. And I want to recognize you've been a hero of mine in the blockchain space for a very long time. So thank you so much for inviting me to build this with you. And I think we have fantastic things ahead of us as individuals and as a community. And I just want to give ultimate praise for that. And I'll pass it to you, Nuggin.
Thank you, Jeff. Well, I was a bit unprepared for the praise right now, but I'll just join Tam in praising everybody who was in the call before. I think it was amazing. And then I'll praise all the PARAMS team: Lauren, Griff, Mitch, Vitor, Nate, Zepti, Marco. It's a bliss to be working with you. I would like to afterwards especially praise Vitor again for his very organized way of approaching everything, which makes working together with him a breeze. It's really special. I want to praise Livia for helping me getting up to speed before the debate. I want to praise Tam for her thoughtful contributions in the forum and always, and also YGG for his passion in his implementation design and all the work that went into that, and which shows how much he cares. And I'll pass it to Eduardo.
Thank you. I want to give praise to Griff for the review that we had today. That was a nice session when we had. I want to give praise to Tam for the clarity on her communications and the way and the empathy she always carries with herself. I want to give praise to Livy for holding the doors also, and always having kind words to everyone, no matter how heated the conversation may be. I want to give praise also to Lauren, to Shui, for helping with the TEC Scouts, and especially another dish praise to Lauren for hosting the One Hive lounge today. I want to dish praise to Juanca for keeping a mind on the TEC, even though he's planning his trip and he's coming soon. I also want to dish praise to Santi, who is not here today with us. And finally to Manu for coming back. And I will pass it on to Septimus.
Hey, thank you, Edu. Yeah, I want to give praise to Julie, Chui, and Griff, and if there is anyone else preparing parties for all of us, praise to all of them. I want to give praise to Ivy because she's always so energetic and working on a lot of tasks. Like she's working, like she support me with a lot of editing work on the forum post I just posted today. On actually on everything, she's helping me everywhere, and not me but the community, and she's doing a lot. I also want to give praise to Craig for always updating the impact hours. And yeah, I'll pass it to Bye Baby.
First of all, I'd like to praise Griff and Jeff for their understanding in the previous call and everyone present in that call, and Nagan for facilitating that call. I'd also like to praise Zepnus, Ivy, Griff, and Rochelle for doing the praise audit and all the work that is involved in doing that. And I'd like to praise Christopher for all the awesome work Christopher has been doing. And I'd like to praise YGG and Tam for their awesome analysis that I have been seeing all week. So, and that's pretty much it. I'd like to pass it to, I don't know who's left. I think Zer8 is left.
Yeah, so I like to praise Griff for helping me out a lot in my process and like with my scholarship, and I like to praise Liviade for answering a lot of questions. I like to praise Mount Manu for helping me a lot, integrate myself here and stuff like that. Tam for the awesome energy, and thanks a lot, all of you. Praise God.
Then I'll pass it to John Poller. Hey, John, welcome to the party. This is a chance for you to dish praise to anyone in the community and then pass it to someone.
So am I on right now or am I... Hang on.
You're on.
You're on.
We hear you. Oh, well, not anymore. You're off. Okay, then we'll pass it to Acid Laser.
Hello everyone. So I would like to praise YYB for using my graph for the working groups bots. Chewy for the pre-hatch launch events, and Ivy for her amazing contributions for comms, Twitter, and Livia for all her work in SoftGov. And I pass it to Juan. Oh, Juan's not here.
Thanks, Acid Laser.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I would like to praise Griff because he's one of the best leaders I've known, and I admire him a lot as a person and for all the work he does. Livy, also for facilitating discussions and always driving soft governance with great sense. Jeff also for voicing and standing for his beliefs on how can we improve. Jess for the same, and also because since the beginning she has been someone that you talk to and you receive a good response from her. Tam for coordinating so much work. Mount Manu for coming back to the community. Chewy because he's rocking in comms. Ivy because of all what she does. And Septimus for transparency. And Eduardo for inviting me to make TEC lounges that we have once more. And I will pass to who's missing? David?
I can go. Yeah, David, good morning, everybody. Boy, am I sad I missed out on that last meeting. That sounds like it was a really powerful moment, or a bunch of moments. I'll get the next one. And on to praise. I will praise Chewy for leading a great social hour with Metagame yesterday. It was wonderful with music and everything. Thanks of Command Burrito. I'll praise Suga for getting me here, and I will praise Jess and Griff and Jeff, all for being fabulous pillars of this community that I look up to very much. And with that, I'll pass it back to the MC. Thanks.
Sure, I'm going to try John again. John, I think you're
I'm actually on now. Like I
Yeah.
fat finger disconnect and looked like I was like rage quitting. That was terrible. So actually, you know what? I'll turn on my video too. Camera unavailable. I'm just gonna skip that then for now. So thanks for having me today. Thanks for inviting me. Actually, I'm new to the token engineering commons, but I'm not new to Ethereum. I'm around and doing crazy, weird things all the time. I'm the founder of ETH Denver and Opolis. And I've known about the token engineering commons for some time and all of the magical, fantastical things that are happening over here. I'm not surprised that Griff is one of the ringleaders. Doesn't surprise me at all. But in just listening to all the praise that you guys have all sprinkled on to this group, it's fabulous to see what an engaged community of token economics nerds there are here, and I should fit right in. So we'll talk a little bit more about what I'm doing in a little bit.
I can pass it for you, so because I want to make sure you have time to talk. Let's pass it to Jess.
Thank you.
I'm making lunch. I love you guys. It takes a village, and it was really beautiful. I know some people were in the last call, but yeah, just very heartened and happy to feel all this community doing good things. So I wanted to pass to Zero because I felt like he had something to say and he didn't get a chance to speak.
Yes, I did, but I'm glad that you said that. Like, I praised everybody except Chewy. I forgot to praise Chewy. He's been very helpful and an awesome leader in the comms for what I want to do with him. So, yeah, I'm glad that you did that.
Let's pass it to Mateo.
Hey guys, thanks Griff. Oh man, it's been like a month since I come to a community call. I miss some of you guys. I want to praise everyone that made a proposal on the IH intervention. You guys are amazing. I still suck doing proposals, so I respect and I love what you did do for the community. I want to praise everyone that made a vote on the SourceCred DAO for the first test distribution. That's I'm not sure who they are. 8, but they are amazing people. Among Libby, Santi, Tam, I know she's there. Juanca, I think. Anyway, I want to this praise especially to Libby because she's amazing. She's always supporting me, and that praise SourceCred distribution was also possible because of her help. And I also want to praise Shui and Julie for her logistics to getting everyone to Paris. If I make it there, that's very likely because of them. So thanks all of you and love you all. Who's missing?
I got you. Nate, did you go yet?
Not yet, so I'm going to knock this out real quick. Mitch, I want to praise Mitch. Your ascension into a token engineering wizard is been phenomenal over these past couple months. I want to praise Livy. I mean, the ability to have difficult conversations, no one does it better. It's quite phenomenal to watch. And I want to praise David and Acid Laser for two of our relatively new members who have been just getting involved with almost everything. It's pretty awesome to watch. And then I want to praise Zeptimus. Thank you for all of the collaboration you have in so many different realms within this community. I want to praise ViViV for all the work you do in the back end. Sometimes it's silent and I don't even see it. And also your little cookie avatar, it just makes me smile all the time. I want to thank Manu for all the work he's doing. I want to thank Eduardo for the Hatcher Handbook. I want to thank Katie praise Katie for all the for joining in on the case studies, and then I want to praise Nuggin for all the work he's been doing with the debates, and I want to praise John Poller for joining us today for the TEC Spotlight. Really excited, and I'll pass it to I think Parsley 3D's left.
Hey guys,
Well, I would like to praise every one of you. Like, this is my first call here, so from all the reading I've been doing, you've developed something amazing, and I think this project will pave the road for many other projects and to make crypto a safer place for everyone, which is kind of awesome, because for me to promote it to people who are not tech savvy, good tokens are like the research you're doing is critical to bring people basically. So yeah, praise to everyone, really. It's amazing. And I don't know if someone else is left.
Zeptimus, did you get to go?
Me.
Oh, not Manu? Okay, yeah, go for it.
I'll go. Okay. I want to praise Jessica, because without her work interviewing people, I wouldn't have been able to do the video production. And yeah, thank you, Jessica. A lot of people think that I did the interviews. She did them, so she did half of the community-wide video. I want to praise Chewy for all his work in being a comm steward. We talk every day. I mean, he's a really good friend of mine, more than, sort of like the one who I work with, and I wish him to become better. He's a little sick now. I want to praise Mitch and Nate for helping me with the forum post, for pushing me, for all the work they do in Parameters and our labs. I want to praise Acid Laser for the graphic design work he did for Beehive and for the swag design that he's doing. I want to praise Sean for all the praise data sets. I want to praise Livia for her discernment, incisiveness, emotional intelligence. It's like the Oscars. I'm just gonna keep going. Candidness and cultural leadership. She reminds me that I'll always be at awe at the emotional depth that women have and that men do not have. I want to praise Nugent for hosting the IH debate. Second of his debates I assist. I enjoy hearing him mediate, interject, and contribute. I want to praise Tepti for the work he's done in the code of conduct and transparency. I want to praise Edu for the closing document on the Hatch Outreach and for the work in TC Scouts. I want to praise Tamara for holding the weight of this community on her shoulders, like Atlas, but she never shrugged. I want to praise Durgaras
Who can
for
play the groovy bot?
I want to praise Durgaras for essentially
Who can play Manu off? We need some music in here.
Yeah, put some music. I'm on fire.
Where's the groovy bot?
No, we have to stop because John Pollard has a very important presentation for us, and we're going to run out of time.
I'll just praise Durgadas.
I'm so sorry.
Praise Griff, praise Jeff, praise Bye, praise Sam, praise Mateo, praise Suga, praise praise Juan.
Septimus, did you go? I might have missed you. You may have gone already.
Yeah, I already went. What about Mateo?
Okay. Mateo went. The only person who's left, I think, just rolled in is North Quotient. And I don't know if you've ever been to this call before, but if you'd like to praise someone, if there's someone in the community that's done good work, this is your opportunity to praise, to just praise to them. North Quotient. Okay, I'll take that. Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so this is the first meeting that I've been in, so I could praise all of you for what you're trying to do, and it's been really interesting. I mean, I have lots of questions, but I'll leave them for a future meeting, I guess. Cool.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you everyone for joining us for our weekly updates in the TEC. As always, we start with praise. Praise is a great system for getting updates around. It's part of the community call. It's not just about like saying gratitude, which is developing the culture of gratitude. It's also just a great way to give updates. So, which is why it's so easy to let it go to 30 minutes of the call. But we will have to go fast because we want to make sure to leave space for John. But I can't, it would be crazy for me not to remind everyone that this is the last chance to vote on one of the most contentious issues in our community that's ever happened. I'll let Livia discuss our approach for actually finding the final solution, but please go to Token Log and vote. I don't see anyone. So if you can and you haven't used all your votes, they will count. Get in there and vote. That being said, I want to leave some space. There is a member of our community. You know, we get all excited about how important, you know, like some digital tokens might be, but we have to remember that there's a real world, and there's a member of our community who is actually in the hospital right now with their partner. And so I just want to take like, 20 seconds to give a moment of silence so we can send positive thoughts that way. Thank you, guys. Wish it could be longer. And also, if you guys have any, we're trying to have the strongest relational fabric that's out there in the DAO space. If you have any issues at all, that just someone's getting your name wrong, or you have a conflict, some awkwardness between someone, we believe that conflict is natural and an opportunity to transform a problem into something better, an improvement. So please tell us. Monitoring is one of Ostrom's principles, and we use mutual monitoring in this proposal. So if you have any kind of small issue or a big issue that you see, please report it in the Gravity form, and that way we can catch it early and things don't spiral out of control. And also the last update that we try to give every round is that we use advice process to stay flat as an organization. Before making any big decisions that affect a lot of people, please consider who will be affected by them and get their advice. There's a lot of decisions being made every day, and we're a lovey-dovey community. Don't be shy, talk to each other, and talk to the people affected, and talk to the experts that may have a strong opinion before you make the final decision. It's an important part of staying flat and all of this working so magically. And with that, we'll start our working group section and community stewards working group led by Tam. Please go for it.
Cool. Yeah, I'm going to keep this really short because I'm also really excited about the spotlight tonight. And so we're still in Sprint 13, and this is a chart that shows our hatch readiness signals by each of the working groups. Both the stewards and comms have signals that they're ready for the hatch. And we still have some things to finish with SoftGov and Commons Swarm as well. And yeah, and when we are signaled ready for hatch, we'll be able to hatch. It's feeling so close. It's really right around the corner now. I know everyone can feel the excitement in the air. And on the next slide, I just want to share that for the new people, we're really happy you're here. We have an orientation coordinator. Her name is Suga, and we have an orientation channel. So please do come there and we'll make sure you can get the support you need. We also have Suga's publishing a weekly update in the forum, which has been super helpful. So it's sort of this call, but in text format. Yeah, that's it. I'm going to leave it with that. All the good stuff happens in the working group. So I'm not passing to Santi, but I will pass to Juan Carlos for Gravity.
Thanks, Tam. Today is we have our meeting after this call, and today we will have a session that I wanted to have with a lot of excitement, and is to schedule and plan the next Graviton training. We said it was going to be after July, and that we were going to say the date in July. So it's our time to schedule the next Graviton training. We are always open with the Gravity survey. The idea of this survey is to identify needs related to conflict management in DAOs. And you can request support managing situations through Gravity. We have a process, we have a manifesto. And yeah, the idea is to be like a escape bulb for pressure in the community. And we will have the TEC launch, our first TEC launch, that is an informal space just to talk about non-related to work stuff. and it's going to be Fridays. It means tomorrow, 1 hour before meme parties. So yeah, if you want just to hang out with some of us, if you want to talk ideas different from work, that's the big space. So yeah, thanks everyone, and I will pass to Hatch Outreach.
Thank you, Hanka. Hello, everyone. So, in Hatch Outreach, basically, we are closing this working group, but there are some very good news to share. First one is that we have 212 memberships activations so far. Initially, I didn't remember this, but in today's grief reminded me that we had initially the aim for 60 hatchers. So we have sort of exceed that expectation. That's really cool. Also, if you have received praise, you have impact hours. And if you are not on this 212 people and you need to still activate your membership, please let me know. If you need assistance, just reach me out and I can help you with that. Then we have a question for anyone in this call or in this community. Do you know any token engineer in Paris? Or do you know any other community that sort of works with token engineering? We are doing the TEC lounges, which are basically a bridge in between our community and other communities. We are doing a small outreaches. We just did one to metagame. Around 20 people came. We are gonna do one hive too. So you're more than welcome to join and to suggest any other community that you may know, or if you know a token engineer or project in Paris, because we are gonna be there and we will love to meet them. So I will pass it on to Libby.
Thanks, Edu. So yeah, I want to give a few updates before we get into the token log and the impact hour intervention results. So yeah, like we were talking before, SourceCred had its first distribution. So last week he had like kind of a first distribution, and then this week we made the final vote for it. So check your wallets, you might have some honey. It's a lot of people that were in the list, so most active contributors will have some of the test tokens we're using for this first round. And there is an incredible, like, surprising news that is there is another book club happening. The wiki he started, and it's happening in the same place where we had before, the DAO book club server, and it happens every Sunday at 6 p.m. UTC -3. Sorry, I need to check it's a complicated time zone. I'll check it and I'll add it here, and I'll post everywhere too, because it's so awesome that it's happening again. So if anyone couldn't catch the last one and is interested. And then in last SoftGov call, we had a very nice discussion about decision space and decision-making policies. I think a lot of the discussions in the impact hour intervention surfaced that we need to revise our agreements, think a little bit more about how to create policies for decision-making and what are the tools we have available, how can we expand the knowledge and the processes that we have in this terms. And here's the moment, token log, impact hour intervention, voting results. Okay, so before we get, Griff, did you open? Yeah, it's loading, okay. So we have, it's not a surprise, and especially for people that were in the call before, there are two top proposals, the No Observable Intervention and Praise Magadon, that are very close in votes. And we did have laid out in our guidelines for this voting that if we have a polarized situation, it's in the forum, yeah. That if we have a polarized situation, we would have the two authors of the top proposals coming together to collaborate for an optimal result. And we do have, oh, it was there. The link was like in the right place as you clicked it. But if we have, there it is, yeah. So if we have two polarized proposals, the authors would come together and combine in a collaborative outcome. And we had multiple talks about it today, and there was a very beautiful moment in the last call of Griff and Jeff talking about good points of each other's proposals. And it's not like, oh, it's not an author proposal. It's not about Griff or Jeff. It's about how much the proposals they made and that are in the top now were representing the majority of the community in different ways. So there is a large portion of multiple people's thoughts that are represented in both those proposals, and there's still room for improvement. So it seems like there is a consensus for this to be the next step. Even though it says in the blog post that 10 would be the slippage between the proposals, that was totally my bad. I did not anticipate how many votes were going to be there, and it should have been a percentage. But anyways, that is how it's looking that we're going to move forward. Just so we don't have like a one side and another side, polarized community where half of the people are unhappy if one proposal passes, or if half of the people are unhappy if the other proposal passes. So how can we have this commitment to what is best for all? And I'll take a screenshot of this just for a record for the records now. And then we're going to move forward probably early tomorrow. We'll have sessions to understand what are the next steps. And with that, I'll pass to Zaptimus and the Transparency Working Group.
Thank you, Livy. Yeah, on Transparency, we gather bi-weekly on Transparency Call channel on Monday at 3 p.m. CET. Yeah, this week yesterday basically we were working with Durgadas. He was explaining us how HubSpots work, and yeah, we were brainstorming on how to build the rules for that platform that is very complicated. But yeah, we luckily have Durgadas helping us there. And then the other new, we posted a credentials management vote, and basically it's update to Dashlin, and I want to also this praise to Chui because we both were testing it together, and it seems it's working super cool. But yeah, we need the approval of the community because this would be a bit, I mean, the pros and the cons are there, and just look at them, and yeah, that's it. And I'll pass it to Omega.
I didn't have the chance to go to Omega last week. Did anybody here go and have updates? They did say that the slide is updated.
I saw I don't think so. Will you take it, Olivia? Thanks.
So there's a proposal for TEC Consilience Initiative. What are the future directions for Web3 knowledge management? And a lot of what is talked during the Omega calls is how to understand the ethics of token engineering. And I think this is a huge undertake that I think it would be very important if more members of our community start to participate. And Letty and Shebnan are very open to listen to everyone's opinions. And Durgadas has been helping a lot too on bringing spiral dynamics to how we look into the tea flower. And also the mural board has been worked on. So if you want to jump in there and see what were the results of the community survey results, and it happens bi-weekly. So next week there won't be a meeting, but then in the following one, if you want to join, everyone is welcome. And I'll pass to YGG with Labs.
Hey everyone. So the labs had a break last week, so there's not many updates, but I do want to point attention to the praise augmentations. So I kind of made a last minute proposal. I knew it wouldn't get voted through, but it is a template on sort of how to combine different interventions. So I think it's going to serve nicely for moving into the next phase and resolving the two leading proposals. So you might want to check this out, and it's just an example of how different augmentations can be combined and then output a final distribution that has interventions applied to it. So yeah, this data set's pretty neat. It shows the original distribution and then how different augmentations could be applied. So you'll see on the right there, if we returned 40% wage restoration, that's the number of hours that people would gain back, and then I have a UBI and kind of a gifting economy bonus. But so this is like a tech template that can be used for combining the winning proposals. We have our lab syncs on Fridays. There's nothing major happening now, so I think it's a good time to kind of plan. I'm thinking of a session on planning the year ahead. What does the year ahead look like for labs? I think that'll be fun for Friday. Hack sessions on Sundays, joining the PARAMS working group. And there is also some development happening this Saturday. There's a group getting together to develop on Token Spice, the token simulator produced by Ocean Protocol and Trent McConaughey. So that's on Saturday. Yes, Griff, Ocean Protocol for the win. Yeah, if anyone wants to hack on Token Spice, let me know, or just hop in the, just send me a message. Thanks everyone, and on to comms.
Yeah.
Chewy's not here, and
Chewy's not here. He asked me to do the just a short summary of what he has done. At least what I know that he has done. It's not gonna be it's gonna be the lo-fi version, I'm afraid. But I'll do my best. So so far we have 50 issues closed on the board. Of course, not all of them are from this sprint. For this sprint, we again increased the traction on Twitter. We released the community video. What else he was working on?
Manu, I have to speed it up because we're really running short on time. So I'm just gonna run with it. I'm sorry, man. The big thing that I would say that everyone should really look at is the content leading up to the hatch and the plans on releasing and what we're going to release. There's evergreen content, forum posts. Anyone who wants to get in on this, the comms during the hatch is the most important thing that we can do. So if you're curious about how we're going to play it, get into this document and run with it. And there's a really cool hatch animation video. Thank you, Manu, for helping out with that. And thank you to Chewy for all your work in comms. And now I'm going to actually run the gauntlet on the rest of these. Well, except for PARAMS. Just really quick, I want to praise all of these people for their work. But I'm sorry, an amazing work in the forum is happening, but I want to give space to Mitch to really show off in like 2 minutes what we have going for the the Commons config dashboard.
Okay, I'll just run through this really quick. Shout out to Marco for making this initial mock-up here. And so I'll just show you guys what we have so far. You can see this is the first page that people come into the Commons config. Commons upgrade, we're here, go next. And we kind of lay out, there's going to be 4 different modules. So describing each here, token launch and hatchers, economic engine, modifying the commons, requesting funds. And then you can always learn more. We've got nice little tooltips there to keep everyone informed. And then here, we're going to make it so that people can either choose to learn more or they can go straight to the commons configuration. Learn more has lots of great information. about every single part of the Commons config. And we really want to make sure that users understand what they're getting into. So we run them through this. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have links that'll be corresponding with the forum posts that Comms is making right now. After that, we dive right into the configuration. So this is really great. This is all stuff from Marco. He's building this. And we've got the 4 modules up there, the inputs, the graphs, all the info there. And this is the actual way that people will be designing their commons, running them through each, the augmented bonding curve, disputable voting. Go ahead.
I had to give a 30-second.
Okay.
I have to give a 30-second warning.
And then at the end here, we're going to have a summary with some special advanced settings if you're feeling like a pro. And then once you finish setting your commons, it takes you to a GitHub issue. And then eventually we'll start comparing them and having a debate. So this is just a quick little prototype. We're going to keep fleshing this out, but this is where we're at. And I'll give it back to Griff.
Amazing work, Mitch. Thank you for being so fast with that, man. I just want to remind everyone, it's your economy, your choice. We are the first economy ever that will be designed by a community, not in a back room. This has never happened before, participatory economics. So definitely get excited about the Commons dashboard. If you have any thoughts about what you just saw, that Figma is commentable, and jump into the PARAMS group, the PARAMS Telegram channel. I don't know, Mitch, if you can post a link to the Figma and dive in there and tell us what you think. Also, the legal working group, the call is tomorrow, and it's at 10 a.m. and we're going to finalize the terms and then and pass that. So we're done, but we're finalizing the terms of the hatch. Feel free to join us. And the Commons Swarm has a lot going on, of course. We're just there's EVM CRISPR, which is a revolutionary tool for DAOs and ending the crypto technocracy. It allows everyone. Anyway, we've talked about it before. The hatch rehearsal recap is up on the forum, and the code review has been done. We're doing a little bit of defensive programming, and the last check is complete tonight or tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow it'll be complete. We're just passing a vote to confirm that everything works as expected again, but it's looking great. Also, we're going to Paris hardcore. So please, if you have a chance to get to Paris, tell me or Chewy or Julie, because we have rooms for you. We're down to support getting you there. Just give us a heads up so we can be there together as a community. It's super cool. And with that, the spotlight. John, you have about 5 minutes. We can go over maybe another 3. But we'd really appreciate it if you threw. Sorry about that.
If I didn't, yeah, okay, no problem. Well, I'm used to speaking in confined spaces, so that's okay. Well, as I mentioned, I'm the founder of Ethereum Denver, affectionately known as ETH Denver, or some people might nowadays be calling it Sporkfest. We just launched SporkDAO. And I'm also the founder of Opolis, which is what I'm here to talk about today. Can you all hear me okay?
Yes.
We hear you great. And I just want to add to his intro. This is John. We are so lucky to have you here. You're one of the heroes of the Ethereum community. And your work here is incredibly important for anyone who wants to interact with DAOs in a legally compliant way that makes sense for you. So definitely listen up to this stuff. Go for it, John.
So I'm going to give you a real super abridged version because we just don't have a lot of time. But essentially what we set out to do with Opolis is a project that sits on the fence between Web 2 and Web 3. Call it the gateway to Web 3. So it really does 2 things. It gives legitimacy and compliance and regulatory confidence to those already working ethereally, like so people that are working within 4 DAOs, alongside DAOs, whatever you want to call yourself, a contributor to a DAO, or even if you're just an independent contractor, just somebody that's sort of floating around independently but doesn't really have the ability to kind of more efficiently or even efficiently at all manage their small business or take advantage of different tax loopholes and legal kind of precedents. So what we did is we've tokenized. We're the first people to tokenize what's called patronage in the legal framework of a cooperative. So I don't have the time to get into the details, but if you go to opolis.co, here, I'll just share my screen and I'll show you where it is. Share screen.
Oh, I'm sharing. I'm sharing it.
Would like to record this computer screen. Discord like to record it. Can you share my? No. Hang on.
I'm sharing it for you. I got you.
You're sharing my screen?
No, I'm sharing my screen, but I'm sharing Opolis.co.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So Opolis.co. I'm just gonna hit save later. Okay. So let's see. Can I? Yes, I can. Do that. Come on. Just do it. Is that working? Can you guys see it? So at the footer of Opolis.co, if you come down here to the bottom, the nerd stuff section is the off-white paper and work rewards paper. The work rewards paper is our tokenomics paper. So if you go to the actual paper itself, it's a little less normie sounding. You'll notice that on the home page, everything that we've done has been very normified, right? We don't use a lot of Web3 terminology. We don't use a lot of crypto blockchain nerd speak. We don't use a lot of memes. Most of that's because like our audience isn't just those working in the ethereal space. As I mentioned, this is absolutely the bridge to Web3. So what we've done in terms of token economics is quite experimental. On the legal side of it, we've designed a legal framework that actually allows for a cooperative to issue a digital token that is a non-security, that has rights to profits attached to it. How cool is that? So patronage is the only sport in the US financial system that is a non-securities activity that distributes profits back to its contributors. So we're specifically using a legal framework out of Colorado to take advantage of the securities exemption for cooperatives. We also have an investor class in cooperatives in Colorado. Colorado cooperatives as a legal framework are perhaps the most and best kept secret in the legal construct landscape. Everyone's talking about Wyoming DAOs and all that. Read the law. It's getting there, but it's not there yet. Cooperative frameworks in Colorado are actually, in my opinion, much better out of the box right now for them. Specifically the tokenization, which Wyoming does not address. So we created a process called payroll mining that aligns all of the ecosystem participants around creating value or accruing value into the commons. The employment commons is what we call it. And that one value accrual activity is really measured by payroll volume. So there's an inflation schedule, or our inflation model is designed based on growth. So there's rewards that go out to the community based on growth in payroll. And those thresholds are predetermined by the commons, and it gets harder and harder. So the epoch difficulty gets bigger and bigger and bigger because it's a percentage of growth at a certain level. So once we get over a little over 1 million in total periodic payroll volume, it goes from a straight flat 50K per pay cycle growth to a percentage. It's currently set at 5% growth. So in other words, you have to get to a 5% growth before there's a new emissions of tokens, and the tokens represent less than 5% of the total supply. So it's actually, when you look at the kind of compression mechanisms in like value distribution, it's actually pretty effective.
You're breaking up.
It should be. Can you still hear me?
I can hear you
We
fine.
hear you great.
Okay. Okay, so it's 102 here. So I'll just put up a couple of highlights here and kind of what it does. So the core product of Opolis and the Employment Commons is employment. Now, currently we're only in the United States, but we do offer healthcare benefits, health insurance, long-term, short-term disability, employment verification for people that want to buy houses. You can actually get bona fide employment, full-blown employment, and a W-2 without giving up your independence. It's pretty slick. And it's all done through a cooperative legal framework and a co-employment legal relationship and like all this other stuff. So my background is I've been in HR tech and employment systems for 20 years. So the way that you get to really nerd out on this is you come work with me. But this is what we've designed to give people what we refer to as self-sovereign employment, which is all the features, perks, and benefits of subjugation and traditional employment without actually giving up your independence. So as a member, as an employee member, what we're doing is we're incentivizing people to consume and make more referrals. Why? Because the distribution mechanics are designed around these growth epochs that reward those that did the referrals that created the volume, or the consumers that created the volume, in driving value accrual into the commons. Now, the patronage token, work, is what we call it, is the unit of account that the cooperative uses to determine the share of profits that comes to each of the token holders. Now, you have to be a member legally of the commons in order for that to happen, because the token itself, regulatory nuance, does not actually have any properties. Only as a member does it have properties. Now, the good news is it's really easy to become a member of a cooperative in Colorado. So there is no KYC. There's no securities requirements or investor requirements for this. So it's basically name, email address, and an Ethereum address to become a coalition member. It's really easy. And it's $20.
John, can I ask you a quick question? Jess here with Common Stack Ecosystem Development. Had a call with your team, so I think it was like 2 months ago now. Is it still only available? Is it still only available to U.S. residents? Because a lot of people in our community, some of them live in U.S., but many lives outside. Can you update us on that front?
Yeah, we're coming to Canada next quarter, and we'll be in the EU probably by the end of the year, and then we'll be based on demand, we'll be expanding from there. So the challenge for us is we've just completed our Series C2 capital raise. So we just raised $5.5 million from the community. We didn't take any money from traditional VCs, and we did not give up control of the Commons or Opolis Inc., the trustee. So it's a beautiful thing. And we're now using these funds to get our scaling patterns down and also expand geographic footprint. So there are some regulatory and legal stuff that we have to jump through in each country or jurisdiction that we go to, because the laws are different, compliance is different. So we have to like adjust things for each one. So it's going to take us a little bit of time to get that cadence going, but it is coming. Good question.
Amazing. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you for the question, Jess.
In the meantime,
and thank you so much, John, for coming. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to plug one thing. In the meantime, if you want to become a member of the Commons and you're not currently qualified to be an employee member, you can still go to opolis.co and join as what's called a coalition member, which is open to all international organizations and individuals. And you can participate in staking and making referrals and all of the other things that we have on tap. So even if you can't, quote, consume payroll at this minute, you can do that. So I'd be happy to do a much deeper thing at some other point. I'd be happy to contribute to some of your legal discussions on like how you actually kind of bring legitimacy and legality to DAOs, because that has been my life essentially for 3 years. We spent a lot of time and money on figuring our path out. So not that our path is the panacea for everybody, but I do think that Colorado cooperative law is very, very favorable thing, especially with all the other stuff going on here. Ethereum Denver's got a partnership now with the state of Colorado, which is called the Colorado Jam Incubator, which we're actually experimenting with cooperatives, digital cooperatives, and some other things with the state. So a lot of fun stuff to come. So my praise to your community and to the organizers and stewards for giving me the time and microphone to share a little bit about what we're doing. And thank you for the very kind words, Griff. I feel the same way about you, dude. So,
I mean,
feelings mutual.
I don't know a better bridge between the DAO community and the default world than you, man. Like I saw two governors on stage reading a book about Buffy corns. I mean, like, this is wild stuff that you've pulled off. And I also just can't say enough about the problem that Opolis is trying to solve. As someone who's been has been part of associations that pay people solely in crypto for the last 5 years, this is a serious problem that doesn't scale well for every organization. Every individual has to figure out their own solution, and collectivizing it really solves so much. It saves so much work for the entire space. So thank you so much. I got to cut you off because we have another really important call. It's our gravity call, which we can never cut short because it's so important for the community. So if you guys, so thank you so much, John, and absolutely, man. And I'm sure I miss you, buddy. I'm sure we'll get a chance to chat more sometime soon.
Yeah, let's catch up.